I have great respect for Angela, and I have great respect for the country. My father is German, right? Was German. Born in a very wonderful place in Germany. It sounded confident, certain, repeated like a fact that didn't need questioning. But here's the thing. Fred Trump, Donald Trump's father, was not born in Germany. He was born in the Bronx, New York, October 11th, 1905. That's not speculation. It's public record. Newspapers, obituaries, official documents, all saying the same thing. And yet, the claim kept coming back, again and again. My father was born in a wonderful part of Germany. Very, very West Germany, Trump repeated at another moment, as if saying it enough times could make it stick. For the audience, it created something strange. Not confusion, but contradiction. A simple, verifiable fact, being denied in plain sight. And that's where the moment shifted. Because later that night, Stephen Colbert walked onto his stage, not with a long monologue, not with exaggerated jokes, but with a single sheet of paper. No theatrics, no dramatic pause. He placed it down on his desk and let the cameras zoom in. The president told the Chancellor of Germany today that his father was born in Germany, Colbert said calmly. Then he pointed. Bronx, New York, October 11th, 1905. That was it. No yelling, no mocking tone, just the record. Then he reached for more papers. One from 2018, CBS News. Another from 2019. Another from 2020. Different interviews. Different years, same correction, same fact. Bronx, New York. 4 separate moments, 4 opportunities to acknowledge it, and yet the claim never changed. Colbert held the documents up, one after another, not rushing, not stacking jokes, just letting the repetition speak for itself. Because repetition does something powerful. It turns a single mistake into a pattern. At one point, Trump himself even held up a different document, his grandfather's birth certificate. Karlstadt, Germany, 1869. And for a moment, the room laughed, because that part was true. His grandfather was born in Germany, but that wasn't the claim. The claim was about his father, and Colbert quietly brought the focus back. He lifted Fred Trump's certificate again, held it clearly toward the camera. Bronx, New York. This, Colbert explained, is the man who says he has a perfect memory, who talks about going to Wharton, who says he excels at cognitive tests. A small pause. And today, he couldn't recall where his own father was born. The audience didn't erupt this time. They didn't need to, because the moment wasn't about humor anymore. It was about clarity. Colbert slowed everything down. He walked through the timeline. 2018, corrected. 2019, corrected. 2020, corrected. Now again, repeated. Each time, the same fact presented. Each time, ignored. And when you see something like that laid out, side by side, year after year, it stops feeling like a slip. It starts to feel like something else. A pattern of denial. At one point, Colbert even referenced how Trump had once said no one really cared about these details, that it wasn't important. But now, years later, the repetition itself had made it important. Because it wasn't just about where someone was born. It was about what happens when facts are presented and still rejected. Colbert didn't raise his voice. He didn't turn it into a shouting match. He just kept returning to the same document, the same line. Bronx, New York, October 11th, 1905. He held it up one last time, let the camera sit on it, then slowly placed it back on the desk. Deliberate, final. And in that moment, something changed in the room. The audience didn't laugh. They understood. Because when something is that clear, that repeated, that documented, there's nothing left to debate. Later, Trump would go on to praise his meeting with the German Chancellor, talk about respect, diplomacy, relationships. But the Bronx? It never came up. And that's what made the contrast so sharp, because the truth had been there the entire time. Not hidden, not complicated, just ignored. And in the end, that's what the segment revealed. Facts don't disappear just because they're denied. Records don't change because they're repeated differently. And when something is shown clearly enough, consistently enough, people begin to see the pattern for themselves. Not because they're told to, but because it's right there in front of them. And once they see it, they don't forget it.